Resilience is one of the most important skills needed during a job search, especially these days. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your resilience level right now? Hi, I'm Lene Alves, president of Interview Like an Expert, where it's my mission to help people have more positive, productive, and successful job searches. So, today, let's talk about resilience. Let's talk about this really important skill that you need to have a successful job search. The definition of resilience is the capacity to recover quickly. It's also described as toughness. Well, it makes sense that this is a skill you need when you're searching for a job, whether that's because you've been laid off or whether it's by choice. Searching for a job is a lot of work. And these days, there are some additional challenges that make resilience a skill you need more than ever. One is the fact that there are simply a higher number of people unemployed than there are jobs available for those people right now. And depending on the industry that you've come from, maybe you're feeling that even more. In addition, job searches are taking longer and they're a lot more work than they used to be. For those of us who've been around for a while, we remember a very different process years ago that was a bit easier. So it's a little tougher these days. It's a longer process. This requires resilience. And finally, the things that worked in the past don't necessarily work now. So now people need to learn new strategies. They need to try new things. They need to test new things. They need to watch and pay attention to their results to see what is that information giving them in terms of helping them navigate their search. So there's a lot going on, a lot more complication, a lot more stress. So resilience is an especially important skill to have these days. So during your job search, you might have a lot of feelings come up, and those feelings might include disappointment or insecurity or stress or overwhelm or fear. And all of these are normal. These are all normal emotions to feel, but it's really about what do you do when these emotions come up, when they kind of stop you in your tracks and make you feel out of sorts, right? These feelings can impact your ability to think effectively and to execute effectively in your job search. So thinking about these feelings, addressing these feelings, and coming up with strategies to overcome these feelings and to move forward in your job search, all very important. So let's talk about the strategies that you can employ to help you be more resilient in your job search. First of all, the feelings that I just talked about, I want you to acknowledge them. They're normal, like I said earlier. So I want you to acknowledge them and think about them. But I also want you to think about, what are these feelings bringing up for me? So yes, maybe you're frustrated with your situation. Maybe you've applied to a lot of jobs. You're not getting the response you want. Is that all you're frustrated about? Or is there something deeper? I want you to think a little bit deeper and feel a little bit deeper so you can get to the root of some of these things. This is important. So what does this mean? Is it really bringing up feelings of insecurity around something else, right? Are you not getting response? And then are you assuming it's because I don't have enough experience, or it's because I'm too old and I'm never going to get another job and I'm worried about my future? Is that what it's really bringing up? Is it bringing up fears for you? So I want you to identify, what is this bringing up for me and how can I address it? So if you're feeling insecure about your search because you're not getting the response that you want, or because you're interviewing and not getting the job offer at the end, I want you to stop and I want you to remind yourself of what you already know, that you have lots of great experience to bring to the table. I want you to reread your resume or sit down and just write a list of things that you know you're really good at to remind yourself. Sometimes these exercises, actually writing them down, reminding yourself that I'm really good at X. I've been exceptional in this. I've been successful in this. I know I can do this again. And I know there's an employer out there who will value my skills and experience. This will help you to move forward. You need to pump yourself up. You need to be your own cheerleader sometimes. And if you're feeling a lack of control, I want you to remind yourself that there are things that are within your control and things that are outside of your control during your search. And your job is to focus on those things that you can control. You can't control biases if they're out there. So worrying about them and thinking about them and having them impact your approach and your feeling about your job search won't help. So you can't control that. I guarantee you, as I've said many times, there are people out in the marketplace who value people with years of experience. They do. Are there as many of those jobs available? No, there's fewer of them, but you'll find yours. It's going to take time, and it just might take more time than you're used to, but that's okay. I want you to stay the course and know that staying the course and continuing on where you're seeing success is going to help you land that job that you're looking for. So let's talk about what is in your control during your search. A lot of things. The number of jobs that you apply to. Maybe you've only applied to a few. Maybe you're being quite selective. But you might need to open your search up to just test some new things and to see where you get response. You can also control the types of jobs you apply for. Are you applying for jobs that are right in your wheelhouse based on your skills and experience and based on the job requirements? Or are you applying to a lot of jobs that you're overqualified or underqualified for? Applying to jobs that are a good fit for your skills and experience will always garner you the best results. Another thing you have control over is networking. Are you using networking? Have you thought about creative ways to network and to let new people know that you're looking for work and to connect with new people who might be able to get you a step closer to that next job? And are you analyzing what's going well and what isn't? When you're applying to jobs, are you looking at the data, the information, and saying, hey, I seem to be getting more responses here? Well, if that's the case, maybe focusing more of your efforts in this specific area will prove to be a better strategy for you and will help you to be more successful in your search. So resilience is really essential in today's workplace. I spoke with someone just a couple of weeks ago who just landed an amazing new job, and she said that her resilience was one of the qualities that was most helpful to her during her search. So if you're not feeling very resilient right now, I want you to think about how can you build up this muscle so that you can rely upon it and call upon it during your job search. I promise you it will serve you well. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope these tips have been helpful, and I look forward to speaking with you next time. Until then, bye for now.